Hi guys, this is my post-match review of the Arsenal 1, Norwich 0 game yesterday. I wasn't able to watch the game live, so I managed to watch it very late last night. I watched the full 90, finished at about 2:30 in the morning, so I decided I'd go to bed, wake up and give my review. I've made some notes as well, so usually I'm very emotional in my analysis, but today I'll give it more of a technical point of view, what I actually thought of the game and the specifics, more ins and outs than just a general overview, and I'll use my notes to help me. I thought overall, to summarise, I thought the defence was very solid for the most part. I thought during the later stages of the game, the midfield switched off a bit, and I was very impressed with the concentration from the defence. We were making blocks in the 90th minute, and I was really impressed with how we progressed the ball from the defence. So for what we now know is our strongest defence on paper, I thought it was a really impressive performance. I thought the midfield did okay, but I thought we'd struggled to progress the ball through the midfield the way we do when we have Xhaka and Partey on the pitch. I think Lokonga had a good game. Maitland-Niles had a solid game, but I think he could have done more at times. And the front four, I thought, were okay, but again, quite wasteful in possession. We were getting into the chances a lot, and we had a lot of shots. We had 30 shots in the game, but we only had 6 on target, which is pretty poor, and only scored 1. So I thought in the final third action, we need to be more decisive and more clinical, because we're getting into those areas. And then I think part of it's down to confidence, not being as driven and to make those runs that we usually would. And if you look at a team like Man United, they get into these positions and don't doubt themselves. They take the shot, they make the run. Whereas Arsenal, we get into that position, see a defender in front of us and get a bit stiff and don't know what to do, pass it on to someone else. Sure, there's a responsibility. But I think as we improve, hopefully, players will feel more confident in trusting themselves and trusting their own ability to take that final action on. From the start of the game, I thought we had a very aggressive start. For the first 10 minutes, we played exactly how I expect us to play under Arteta. Very Guardiola-like. But 10 minutes obviously isn't enough. But the way Norwich couldn't get the ball, and we were pressing them really high in their half, and they were stuck deep, and every time they were trying to play out from the back, they ended up going along and we'd retain possession. But again, we didn't make the most of that. A good team, or a great team even, scores within that first 10 minutes and kills the game off. But we just felt like the chances would come. We weren't clinical enough and not decisive enough in the final third. I thought, and we've still got some more players to come into that. I think in our strongest 11, Smith Rowe would come in for Pepe, in my opinion. I've said that before, and I still agree with it. Smith Rowe is someone who made a huge difference when he came on today, so I'll be excited to see his inclusion back in the starting 11, and then Partey and Xhaka in the pivot. I think Lokonga was excellent today. I think he had a very solid game, but I just don't think he is quite there with Xhaka yet. And I think Xhaka's leadership skills, whether you like him or not, the players have voted him as captain at his last 3 clubs, and I think he's respected as a leader. I thought Odegaard really helps us press. We pressed in a 4-4-2 with Odegaard and Aubameyang as the front 2, and he's a very intelligent presser. He doesn't just run at players like a dog. He closes off the angles and waits for the right moment when the players are in position, and then closes down, which helped us win the ball massively. And it's another reason why I think he's going to be incredibly important for us and often underappreciated, because he's not going to get you goals and assists the way Bruno does, but he's an enabler. He helps other people, and he helps us win the ball back the way he presses and makes off the ball movements, but you won't be able to see that all the time. I noticed, I think Tomiyasu was a monster in duels. He won 10 out of 13 duels. I thought he was very physically imposing at right back. It was nice to see, considering we've had Bellerin and Cedric in recent times. You often get bullied. I don't think we're going to see that with Tomiyasu. And I was also pleasantly surprised by his technique. I think for a big man, he's very good with his feet. I think there's no weakness there. Seeing Ramsdale start, I thought was an indicator that Arteta has wanted to get rid of Leno for a while now, and just hasn't had the opportunity to do so, because I feel like that's Ramsdale's starting spot now. And yeah, Leno's now our cup keeper. And I feel like Arteta didn't want to shove in Ramsdale against City because it would have knocked his confidence massively. But this was the perfect game to do so. Again, going back to the defence, I thought Ben White and Gabriel had an almost flawless game together. Ben White's passing is incredible at times. He is David Luiz-like, where he can just skip out the midfield, and that having that attribute is massive because it makes you unpredictable. So if you can go straight from Ben White all the way to Pepe, it completely misses out the midfield press, and you've got the other team on the back foot. And if I remember correctly, I think Ben White created 3 chances all game, which is pretty amazing for a centre-back. So I was very happy with that. And I noticed he was very calm under pressure. There were times where he was getting the ball, and same with Gabriel, he was getting the ball, and Norwich were pressing us quite high, but he was more than happy to just get the ball, stand up the defender, and choose the correct pass, as opposed to defenders we've had recently, Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, who would get in that situation, panic, and just boot the ball away. Very happy with Aubameyang getting his first goal of the season and our first goal of the season. He definitely needed that, and I think now that he's got his first, they'll come. For a seasoned professional, even no matter who you are, you can still have confidence issues, and I think you could see that the relief in his face when he scored. And it was a very, very scrappy goal, but they all count, and we needed that for the first goal. And yeah, hopefully now we can build on that and start scoring from the 30 shots we had per game. We need to make those actions count. Again, I thought we struggled to play through the pivot. I thought most of the progression came from the defence and then up to Ødegaard. I think with Partey, when he came on, there was a noticeable difference. The goal came through Partey punching a pass straight to Saka, who does what he does best, where he takes the ball on the half turn, got past the defender, and then Pepe shot, good save, and we managed to bundle the ball in, but they all count. And Lukonga, going on him again, Arteta came out after the game and said he wasn't 100% match fit, which shows just even more how impressive his game was. Same with Partey, wasn't 100% fit, so excited to see what is to come from them when they are. And overall, I thought we just need to be more ruthless. We were pressing really well in the first 20 minutes, and we weren't capitalising on it. We were winning the ball back and then letting Norwich get back into shape without just going straight at them. And I think we could have done that a lot better. And with the young squad, I think that win is going to help us. And I feel like this team is going to be very momentum based because it's a very young squad, so they'll rely on confidence. So I think that win, if we can get a win against Burnley next week, we need to start building up confidence. And then we've got Spurs, and a win against them will be huge. So Burnley game will be massive. To prepare for that game, I want to see the same as I did today, but more consistency within the game. The same as we did the first 10 minutes before we gassed out. We need to learn to control the game better. And again, the last few minutes I thought we were a bit shaky. We seemed like the old Arsenal would have conceded in the last 10 minutes. The old Arsenal under Arteta. But we managed to hold on due to good concentration from Ben White and Gabriel. So I was really impressed with that. And just to summarise, we are far, far from where we need to be, but I thought the signs overall were very promising, and it's something to build on. It's something to build on, and with confidence, with some consistency in the players we're playing. If we can keep that back four together for a few games, considering that was their first game, I thought they played and communicated very well. So I'm excited to see what's to come from them. And again, must win against Burnley next week, and then we go into the Spurs game with our heads a bit higher than what they were before, because Spurs have got Chelsea, who I can't see them getting a win there. So we go into that game and need a win.